This is dubbed Tinker. That's all I know about it, and it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dr. Brian Curtis from Fossil Crates on location at the Eccles Dinosaur Park, and we are here with the paleontologist and curator of the place, Jeff Bond. Jeff, thank you so much. I'm going to hand this over to you because I think you've looked at this a while.
Oh, yeah. I have not looked at the original specimen at all, so I'll give you that caveat. What I know of it has been from observing this cast, but there are some really cool things on this. If you look back here, you can see the texture. Yeah. That is a texture caused by a keratinous pad, and tells us a little bit about the animal's skin. With reptiles, their faces, in a lot of cases, are really skin and bone. And so sometimes scale growth can affect what's going on underneath that. And you can see that sort of a texture as well as a bunch of post-mortem textures as well. But this roughness here, that's where you keep getting people putting kind of a keratinous callus there. And so that's the reason for that. So looking around here elsewhere, I don't know what this means, but these are foramina. A lot of times people will cite foramina on Tyrannosaurus rex, and especially having a lot of them, as evidence of lizardy-like lips. There are a couple of things on this specimen that kind of speak against that. These foramina have a groove coming out of them, and that can be a sign that the skin was very, very close to the surface there. So is that like a smoking gun or anything? No, that's just another line of evidence. And so I'm not going to say definitively lips yes, lips no. I tend towards the no camp, and Tinker's kind of a big part of that. The other reason for the no has to do with this odd tooth here.
Yeah.
It's all kind of snaggled outwards, and there's a corresponding dent.
No way.
In there.
Oh my goodness, there is right there.
Yeah. So that's a tooth that you can't see any evidence of anything over the top of that. Now, I don't know if this is a reconstruction of the cast or what. I don't think that it is. It seems like the alveolus, along with the tooth, got knocked into a weird angle, and that the tooth just kind of stayed that way.
And then when I look at the inside, what's interesting is when I'm looking here, and I don't know, Christy, if you can zoom on in, but you can see the replacement area where the tooth, you see this classic area where the tooth replacement would go. And that's that high. I'm trying to get the green shadow in on this side. So, but I don't see a replacement tooth coming in, but it clearly looked like maybe it did. I don't know. That is wild. Sauropods don't have stuff like this. That is cool.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is this. Check this out, Christy. Look at that. I mean, that my hand's going along and then it just disappears. It's two thumbs. It's a thumb and a half deep. Yeah, it's pretty scientific accurate.
Yeah.
No, how is that any different than a foot?
Right. Well, and I'll even close this, and you can see.
What? Oh my goodness. This is why you hang out with the big bosses. Wow. Yeah, you can see that goes right in there.
And it's not much wider than the tooth. So if there's a lot of soft tissue there, and if we're going with a lip model, if it's going to cover the overbite on Tyrannosaurus rex, which is well documented because of the bones and the coprolites and being able to break the bones, when you close that, it correlates, but it's not much larger than the tooth. If there's a lot of soft tissue there, you'd see that damage get more widespread.
Yeah, it'd be ameliorated by the softness as opposed to just digging into that bone. Now, I suppose there's another possibility, which is this is taphonomic. It dies, and then somehow or another, this was pushed against that in some capacity.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case because it's only this one tooth. Now,
yeah, you would expect that all of the, assuming, now these teeth don't have the same level of, I don't know how many of these are original. If you own Tinker privately, can you send us some CT scans or reach out to us? We would love to CT. We'll pay for the CT even. That'd be cool. And we'll give you the files. We just want to know, what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. And T-Rex is beloved. I mean, look at the power, the mass of this. But this isn't a particularly giant T-Rex.
No, this is very much a subadult, large juvenile. The whole skeleton, we don't have that here. We have just the skull. But I saw it in Boise last year, and it's only maybe 25, 30 feet.
Wow.
So it's getting up there close. Think of Tinker like a teenager.
Okay. Teen Rex, watch out, Denver. He's coming for you.
I love it.
And when you look up in here, I assume this is just part of the taphonomy or weathering.
That'd be my guess.
But we don't. Here's the problem working from cast. We don't know how much of this was original, how much of this was artistic representation, restoration. It's frustrating. And if this was mounted up high and original bones mounted, it's frustrating too. I always got to get that plug in. But what a great cast. And as we continue in, this is like Rex Alley here. We had Raptorex, Tinker, and then up here we have Nanotyrannus. And if you watch our 2021 videos of Nanotyrannus from here, we were like, oh, it's a legit taxon. And we took a lot of heat. Well, guess what? Napoli came through. And Napoli and team got this to be legit. But this is a cast of Nanotyrannus to show the size differential. This is now, we think, to be pretty close to an adult. And this is a teen, so yeah, Nano's very different looking. A lot of characters. We're not going to belabor that horse today, other than to say what a great place. And if you come visit this museum, they have all of this right on display with the Wankel Rex right up over the shoulder. So you've got 4 Tyrannosaurs right in this one pocket. What a great comparative opportunity.
Dinosaur.
These, show me on the laser here, laser it.
So like, you've got, like usually when you're talking about the alveoli, the walls of the jaw are pretty close to the teeth, but here they're all gappy. So like there's a gap in between them, and it's almost like there are lips coming up around that.
And not lips like fleshy lips.
Yeah,
lips
not like fleshy lips.
Bone wrapping around. Huh. And because we don't have the original, we can't tell if maybe that bone is puffed or expanded. You know how sometimes you'll get waterlogged bone?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Is that post-mortem? Is that something weird going on with Tinker? I haven't seen Foramina right on the edge like that either.
And then that makes me wonder, was this artistic done? Was this one legit? And then they just added more. And then it looks like there's a hole here and some depressions there.
Yeah, you got
bites,
some up there.
Some bites right here.
That's definitely bites.
I mean, look at this. There's some face biting hardcore. Bite, maybe a bite, maybe bites. We know about 50% of the Tyrannosaurs have face bites. As much as I don't study theropods, I seem to be tying myself more and more to people that are studying them.
Well, you got the theropod groups. So
yeah, I'm working on it.
What did you call them?
The Sauro Squad is my sauropod guys.
So
Thero Squad. But Thero Squad, we may change to something like Thanos or something.